So, hello children. So today we are going to discuss about another natural phenomena. Like in the yesterday lecture, we discussed about lightning. Now today we are going to study about a very important and very critical, very dangerous natural phenomena, that is earthquake. Right? Earthquake. Earth means we all know that we are living on earth. Quake means movement whenever something is there, right? Now, today we will study about what is the cause of earthquake. You might have heard tremendous stories like during my childhood, I also heard that one bull is there and earth is staying on his bull, and when he changes, then the earthquake comes, right? And there are so many different stories apart from this, but the scientific fact behind this, whatever is, I will let you know today how it causes and at what level it can be dangerous. Because every time if earthquake is coming, it's not compulsory that it will be dangerous, it will be damaging. Sometimes it will not do any damage, but sometimes it create a huge damage. And there are specific states, specific cities where it frequently comes. Like we are staying in Punjab, like there is very less frequency of earthquake. Now, why it's happening like this? At one place, it's at high level, frequently it's coming, whereas at some places, it's very least. So that all we are going to discuss today. Okay, so let's start a lecture for earthquake. Now for earthquake, first of all, we should understand the meaning of earthquake, right? So earthquake is the sudden shaking, what we say, that is earthquake. Earthquake is sudden shaking or trembling of a surface. That is sudden shaking or trembling of a surface. Of Earth's surface. That is known as earthquake. Now we know that during an earthquake, the earth actually starts oscillate. Right? The sudden movement disturbs the balance of the objects lying on it, and thus they start falling. We know that if our home will start oscillate, then the things will fall down on the floor, right? So it creates a chaos and cause a lot of damage. So usually an earthquake present is felt by the tremors. Tremors means vibrations, right? So earthquake can be felt. That word you have to keep in mind, can be felt by tremors. That is vibrations. Now just imagine how dangerous are these vibrations. Okay. So now there are many cases like in 20th September 1993, a very high ranged earthquake hit the Latur district of Maharashtra. Then in 2001, Bhuj. Then 2011, Himalayan earthquake. So there are different days, different years, different kind of earthquakes occurred. Okay. Now, how we can measure this? As I was telling you in the starting that all earthquakes are not dangerous, right? So how we can say that these will be dangerous, others will not? Let's do this. So for this, we have to note down something. You can make a table. As we are having a scale to measure the length, right? Similarly, there is a scale to measure earthquake. So what we call this scale? That scale is known as, please remember, that scale is known as Richter scale. Richter scale. Okay, Richter scale. Now, what we can say, the damaging power of an earthquake is expressed by a number measured on a scale, that is Richter scale. It is used to measure the power of earthquake. It was invented by, we can learn from, for our knowledge, Charles F. Richter in 1934, right? Now, here we will mention the magnitude on Richter scale, right? And here we will write the effects of earthquake. Effects of earthquake. Because in newspaper, in news, you might have heard or read that scale, the earthquake was of 6.2, 4.2, that is about Richter scale. Now, if the magnitude is less than 3.5, right, it will be not felt and not recorded. Neither we can feel it and nor we can record it, right? When it is between 3.5 to 4.9, right? So these are what we can say minor one, minor earthquakes, right? Not felt, okay? Rarely cause any damage, rarely cause any damage. Okay. Then if it is from 5.20 to 6.0, that is 5 to 6, right? Then it will be moderate earthquake, right? Can cause damage. Some damage, not much, can cause some damage, right? Within, because there is a range within few kilometers of epicenter. Epicenter we will discuss about in the structure of earthquake. Epicenter is the center of the earthquake, right? And if it is from 6.1 to 6.9, right? Strong, it will be strong, 6.1 to 6.9. And they can cause damage, up to 100 kilometers of epicenter, right? And if it is 7.0 to 7.9, right, then it will be major and can damage over large areas and over large areas, right? And last is if 8.0 or more. Okay, that will be great earthquake. Dangerous, very destructive. Okay, very destructive and can cause the damage in large areas, many areas. Okay, that will be very, very dangerous. So we should pray to God that that kind of earthquake should not be there. But very interesting fact is that these earthquakes not happen only on Earth, but on Moon as well, right? Or when they happen on Moon, they are called moonquakes, right? Such tremors are known as distance between Moon and the Earth. Okay. Now I hope about the scale, it's very clear to all. Now we are going to discuss about cause of earthquake. That what is the cause? Why it's happening? Why it's vibrating? Why tremors are produced? That we are going to discuss. So for this, we all know that about core of Earth, right? Core of Earth. So core of Earth, I means I am drawing the Earth. This yellow color, full that spherical is Earth form. Now there are the different parts of Earth. That is crust, right? And here is mantle, right? Then here at the center, now here at the center, we have that we call inner core, right? And this portion we call outer core. This is the structure of Earth. Now core of Earth is made up of elements like nickel and iron. The inner core is solid while the outer core is very hot and molten, right? This outer core is hot and molten. Okay. Now the mantle is composed of silicate rocks. Mantle is composed of silicate rocks, right? That are rich in iron and magnesium. Now the crust is rock solid and mainly consists of ferromagnesium silicates. Okay. Now Earth's surface is not a continuous layer. It consists of large number of pieces or blocks called tectonic plates, right? Earth's surface is not a regular surface or is not a continuous layer, means straight nahi hai, there are so many plates. It's not a continuous layer, right? It consists of large pieces of blocks, consists of large pieces of blocks, right? What we call, and these blocks are near about around 12 in number, right? And these blocks are called earth plates or tectonic plates. Earth's plates or tectonic plates, right? Now what happens actually, these tectonic plates are continuously and slowly keep moving over the fluid mantle. So they are moving over the mantle. Now their movement is similar to the floating icebergs on water surface. If you have observed floating icebergs on water surface, it's similarly like that. Now during these moments, these plates sometimes slide past one another or collide with each other. Like if we can see, these kind of structures are here, right? These are the fragments, but they are not regular. Now during their movement, they can collide with each other also, right? The region near the boundary of the plates gets shifted either up or down. So they may shift up or down. Now when these plates slide past one another, it generates stress and causes drag in both the plate boundaries. So what happens when they collide? So I'm making it one. So when they will collide, they will very close to each other. And now this structure, there are some irregularities, right? Which get interlocked with each other. Now when they get interlocked with each other, now they are applying the force because they have to move, they are in motion. Now force and force and force, then finally they get released from that interlocking with a huge force. So then the earthquake originates, right? Earthquake originates. So now the collision between the plates makes the boundary of plates weaker. The regions, these weaker boundary zones of tectonic plates. So these plates where the weaker zones are present, where they can interlock with each other. So these weaker zones are known as fault zones, where earthquake occurs frequently, as I was telling you, right? Seismic zones or fault zones, any name you can call it, seismic or fault zones. Now, seismic is a Greek word meaning, seismic means shaking. Meaning of seismic is shaking, right? So this is the reason seismic zones are more prone to earthquakes. Most of the earthquake happen in seismic zone, right? Sometimes the seismic zones adjust their position to fill up the gaps between them. This also causes an earthquake. So when an earthquake takes place under an ocean or sea, it results in high tidal waves in that region, like tsunami. You might have heard it's a Japanese word whose literal meaning is a seismic sea wave, right? You know the meaning of tsunami. Tsunami is a Japanese word, right? But literal meaning is seismic sea wave. That is the meaning. And that was very dangerous and create a lot of damage near the seashore areas. That was a large wave caused by the movement of earth, often caused by an earthquake, right? On December 26, 2004, tsunami earthquake originated in Indian Ocean near Sumatra, Indonesia. Powerful water waves killed more than 225,000 people and damaged huge amount of property across different countries. Indonesia, India, Sri Lanka, and Thailand were the most affected countries, right? Most affected countries. Okay. Then, so next is about structure of Earth. I was talking about that this is the surface, right? Now, there will be a point below the surface, right? And one point I'm taking just here above near the surface. Now, this is the point from where the earthquake originates, deep inside the earth, right? So this is known as focus. Okay, and epicenter is a point on earth's surface, vertically above the focus. It will be vertically above the focus, you can see, and that will be known as epicenter, right? Epicenter of earthquake, right? So that is above. It is important to note here that the areas that are nearer to the epicenter of an earthquake, now the areas which will be nearer to this epicenter, right, suffer the maximum damage due to earthquake. And the destructive power of earthquake decreases as we move away. Now the seismic waves are generated from here, like this, waves, right? So waves are generated from here and they are passing over to it, to the another, and move on like this. So these are seismic waves, the disturbance which travel during an earthquake, right? And that is our earth surface. So this is about the structure of earthquake. Okay. Now precautions and protection during earthquake. We know that to minimize earthquake damaging effect, we need to take measures well in advance. So during the construction and engineering technique, it is possible to construct earthquake resistant building. You might have seen pillars are there in the infrastructure. The building which have a lot of floors, right? They will not collapse. The building must have a strong foundation. And in high risk seismic zone, high rise building must be avoided. And roofs of single story house must be made up of mud or wood, because if they will fall down, then there will be less damage as compared to the concrete one. And wall hangings, paintings usually fall during an earthquake. These must be properly fixed on the wall. So there are a number of things. We must keep crockery items in lower drawers wherever they are weak zones. I'm talking about, because the earthquake is happening very frequently at that places, right? So there are a number of things which we can take care. Like fire extinguisher must be placed at appropriate place on each floor in multi-story buildings, signboards, banners, chimneys. So they may fall by earthquake tremors. These must be tightly fixed. So these things we have to take care, right? And protective measure, what we should do during an earthquake, take shelter under a table or below a doorway, right? Always take a shelter under a table. Use pillows to protect your head and eyes from the falling objects. Do not use lifts or elevators. Use stairs to go down. Stop cooking. Switch off electric mains. Move towards open areas. Stay away from trees. If inside a vehicle, then stop driving and stay in it. Keep first aid kit ready. Keep a torch and a small transistor with you. And mock drill we also used to have in the schools, in the school premises, to aware the children that what they have to do during the emergency, like such disasters if occurs, then what they have to do and what are the guidelines they must follow to protect themselves and to protect the others also. Thank you so much. I hope this lecture is going to be helpful for you.